Well, hello again, and welcome to Roland's Reviews. As you come into the chat room, folks, please go ahead and hit that little thumb, that like button. Andrew and I think Cha Cha and Abdullah, as well as Manuel and Florida, are already here. So let's go ahead, folks. Those of us who have other forms of social media, let's go ahead and share this live out. How you doing, John? So that we can bring more people into the conversation. Now, we've been talking about, seems like forever, we've been talking about how the Democrats are trying to pull out all stops. They know that they are grossly losing the election, and they are doing everything that they can to try and stop the bloodletting. How you doing, Fairly? And we know that regardless of what happens, they're going to try. They're fighting tooth as well as nail. Um, and so our fire started today. Let's look at the. How you doing, James? Um, so let's look at the title. If you are familiar with this particular topic, please go ahead and type it in the comments section. The former Apprentice contestant, whom Trump allegedly called the N-word, speaks out. Now, folks, how you doing, Isaiah? Cha-cha is extremely heavy. We've been talking about that. Florida, thank you, dear. Isaiah, I'm doing great, my friend. Hope that you are as well. So those of you who are just coming in, we need more people in the chat section. Share this on your Facebook, your Instagram pages, wherever you have social media. So that we can bring more people into the conversation, because people may not be on top of things the way we are, folks. And so sometimes, we think everyone knows something, and sometimes, you start talking to people and they're like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. So we're going to have to make sure they know everything. So anyway, again, if you look at the title, if you're familiar with this, go ahead and type this in the comment section for me, folks. Of course, we know that Jim Crow Joe, which you've commonly heard me call him, we know about all of the various statements that he has made in the past 50 years. But what? He gets a what? Pass, because he's a Democrat. Now, tell me if you're familiar with this. Type it in the comments section. Let me know if you know. So this came up. Now, they're losing so bad. They're constantly digging, trying to find something, anything that will stop the bloodletting, right? So anyway, this story came out. How you doing, C. Fryer? Oh, C. Fryer, that you haven't heard about this. Okay, great. Glad you're here. And so Isaiah says, I'm really ready to talk about crooked Joe Biden. Oh, we're going to talk about him, darling. Don't worry. So anyway, for the past just about 50 years. How you doing, Jermaine? Joe Biden has made all kinds of racist statements. No one says anything. Oh, he's a Democrat. It's okay. So the double standard that we've been talking about, and we've talked about some of the many statements that he's made, but since this came out, they're digging this up on Trump. And then I responded to a post on Instagram, and people came and lambasted me. Oh, Trump is the biggest racist and he's in the KKK. All kinds of stories. And then when you ask people for receipts, it's crickets. They have nothing except what we already, know. People always throw up about the housing situation when he and his father owned the apartment buildings and they would not rent to Black people or minorities. And again, that was standard industry practice, right? But you're only going to say something about one person. And also, this is also the situation. How about if we go back, all of us go back to when we were younger? How many of you, type it in the comment section, can say you've never said anything inappropriate or never done anything inappropriate? So just because someone's running for president, you just can't forgive them. You're supposed to hold it against them their entire life. And that's not how it's supposed to go. Florida, thank you, dear. Not familiar with this one, but Trump. Oh yeah, Andrew. Yeah, this is going. Yeah, and this guy even sat down with the the worst uh, race hustler, one of the worst in America, Al Sharpton, and we've been talking about him. Thank you so much, C. Fryer. So I'm glad that some of you have not heard about this. Um, yeah, Andrew says the White House said not to release the video to be used because AI can be used to alter Biden's speech. Yeah. So anyway, I'll share this with you. Hopefully, um, I reset my modem and everything, so I hope everything was run smoothly, and I hope you'll be able to hear and see me clearly. So let's. You see, I already have it. I have it pulled up already, and so let me see if I can get this going. And type it in the comment section. I'll be trying to keep up with your comments. Uh, Tell me what you think. And again, um, let's go back in everyone's past and everything you've ever done or said that was inappropriate. Let's put all our cards on the table. Let's see if we can get this video to play. Let's see. Let me know if you can hear and see it clearly, folks. This is crazy.
Joining me now is Kwame Jackson himself, a former runner-up on the show. He is now a brand and leadership strategist. Kwame, thank you for being on. Before we get into this report, as someone who has known Trump for years, I must ask you your quick reaction to him being found guilty this week of 34 felonies in his criminal hush money trial.
First of all, thank you for having me on the show, Reverend Al. I'm a big fan of your work. We met many years ago, but it's great to see you continuing the legacy of freedom and unity in this country. My reaction to the Trump verdict is one of jubilee. It is one of vindication when I think about the fact that, you know, I've been touting these things over and over again about his character, about his decision making, his judgment, his wisdom, and why America, you know, made the wrong choice. And now we see a lot of that in regards to his character and his criminality proven right.
Now let's turn to your time on The Apprentice. NBC carried the show during its 15 seasons. And there have been rumors for years about tapes revealing Trump's alleged use of the N-word on set. The tapes have yet to come to light, but now we have Pruitt out because after 20 years he can talk. What can you tell us about your experience participating on the show? Is it true? Would it be damaging to the Trump campaign if the tapes were released today?
I think that's a great question. I try to view this problem through three lenses, right? So I think you have the personal, you have the political, and then you have the permission. And if I were to think about the personal one, the first lens is how to view this. For me, this is water off a duck's back. You know, he didn't say it to my face. It's not that I heard it come out of his mouth, because that would have gone down very differently for Mr. Trump. This is not, you know, a matter of me to go back and forth with, you know, fifth grade, your mama jokes. Oh, did you hear what Trump said about you? Going back and forth, chasing Hollywood headlines. So the personal piece is neither here nor there for me. What's important for me are the other two factors, the political and the permission. The political is exactly what you just touched on. We all know that the election is decided in 7 key swing states on a very small margin in the suburbs of Atlanta, the suburbs of Philadelphia, the suburbs of Milwaukee, the suburbs of Detroit. So if you think about voters getting that information, hearing this tape, hearing him call me that in 2016, and how that may have swung the election, just like the Stormy Daniels information was repressed and therefore could have swung the election as well. So this could have been something, had Bill Pruitt had a little bit more courage and a little bit more timeliness. For me, this is, you know, a day late and $1 short. But had he had a little bit more timeliness, this also could have possibly swung the election on the margin because we know that's where it's decided. So that's the political, and I think that's a major piece. The last piece that I think is the most important as well is the permission structure that has been created. And that is Trump has made it okay to be racist in America. He has made a climate of kind of toxicity where we can all go out and do things like Charlottesville. We can attack each other on race. We can roll back DEI initiatives. We can ban books. We can deny, the racial reckoning that we tried to have in our country after George Floyd, and the fact that that's been a toothless tiger. So all those things are downstream effects of that permission structure that was created by the commander-in-chief in this country.
Now, I find it interesting that while Trump's history of racist comments and attitudes are well known, it is President Biden that is seeing his support from Black voters slipping during the election. This week, President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris were in Philadelphia. They launched a new effort to mobilize Black voters in Philadelphia, calling African Americans the backbone of their campaign and the reason for its 2020 win. A day later, the campaign addressed the Trump accusation, saying in part, quote, Donald Trump is exactly who Black voters know him to be, a textbook racist who disrespects and attacks the Black community.
Okay, I'm trying to digest all of these lies. Cha-Cha just covered her face and said, goodness. Who does it sound like they're really describing? It sounds like they're describing Biden, but they're using Trump's name. Mr. Cool, Charlemagne the God and The Rock have chosen not to endorse Biden this time around. Exactly, Mr. Cool. So it sounds like, again, okay, the primary poverty pimp, right? Sharpton. Anytime someone says anything to him about the statements that Jim Crow Joe Biden says, crickets. But all of this, let someone say something about a conservative candidate. This is racist. C. Fryer, yeah, we know what this is. Exactly, Andrew. So I can't with these people. Okay. Try to stomach it, Cha-Cha and Florida. I know it's hard.
Every chance he gets. What should Biden be doing, in your opinion, highlighting the contrast between himself and Trump on the issue of race, or do he need them in a second?
Okay, and I'll stop it right there. You can watch, it's only a couple minutes left. You can watch the rest of it in its entirety. Here we go. You can watch the rest in its entirety. You're trying, Cha-Cha. I know it's hard. Up under the video in the description box. You guys know I try to share, when I share video clips, websites, whatever the case may be, I do try to also share those links below in the description box. Okay, so again, it sounds like to me that they're describing Biden. And so again, Isaiah, please can you provide your, yes, Isaiah, I will. Isaiah and anyone who wants to send me an email, my email I have up under the description box, should be near the bottom of the videos. So yeah, if you want to send me an email, please feel free. And so again, Biden is allowed, or any Democratic candidate historically over the years, they're allowed to say whatever. Now, when a conservative candidate says something, it's the end of the world. Why the double standard? And we know Biden's been making all kinds of wild claims, how he was, entrenched and heavily involved with the civil rights movement. And again, he said so many things over the years, but he gets a pass because he's a Democrat. Andrew, I actually was enjoying the gaslighting, so inverted. I've developed a taste and immunity to the poison. Yeah, you have to stay on top of those things because they do it so frequently and they do it so well. And you have to know who you're dealing with here. And so let's see. I want to share. I pulled up a website, and this is also, you can find it in the description box as well. So let me share. Okay, there we go. All right, now I will share. Let me see. And we can just go down the list. And this website, yeah, you can read it in its entirety. Okay, is everyone still with me here? I mean, come on, folks. All I'm saying is stop with the double standards. And some of this you may be familiar with already. So again, Jim Crow Joe is allowed to say whatever. He has a long history of racially charged comments. And I'll just give you some here. And you may know of even some more, right? So let's go. I'll scroll down. All right. And again, this has been going on almost 50 years? 77. You guys remember when busing was going on? You know, he made all those statements. Biden called integrated schools racial jungles. So remember, of course, their schools are their children are going to private schools. So they want all of this for you and everyone else, but them now. So it's you know, they're always doing something different. Okay. All right. Let's see. So again, you know, you can't go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. If you got any of you who looked at The Simpsons, you know, so sort of are we. There we go. And so let me close this down here. All right. And so again, folks, I'm not going to read every, single word, but you can go down and you can see the statements that he's made. Most of them you're already familiar with. So that was 1977. He said, unless we do something about this, my children are going to grow up in a jungle. The jungle being a racial jungle with tensions having built so high, it's going to explode at some point. We've got to make some move on this. Biden lied about marching for civil rights, about growing up in a black church. So, I mean, it just goes on. How you doing, Underground? It goes on and on and on. Biden said he has a lot of black support because of where he's from. Come on, guys. He just makes it up as he goes. Whenever he's lucid enough to string together 2 or 3 words in a sentence. He said that Biden also said at a black swimming pool where he worked in the early 60s, he said he was involved with the freedom rides and all this other crap. So he just embellishes a lot too, okay, people? And he was talking about, like everybody in America during those years, he was getting dramatic lessons about segregation, civil rights from newspapers and television. And then the black church, he said, where he supposedly was raised, they dispute his account of attending the church, Wilmington's Union Baptist. So, oh my God. Biden voted to shield some segregated schools with tax exempt status and oppose a homogeneous society. Okay, see, Fry remembers. Kamala said Joe wasn't, yeah. They all say all this stuff, but then they become their running mates. They're all in this together, folks. So anyway, that happened. Biden was among 54 senators who voted in 1979 to keep the Dornan rider, a provision that barred the IRS from revoking the tax-exempt status of segregated private schools, sometimes called white flight academies, that had appeared in the wake of the Supreme Court 1954 ruling, we know, Brown versus the Board of Education. Biden said during the era of racial integration, there are those of we social planners who think somehow that if we just subrogate man's individual characteristics and traits by making sure that a presently heterogeneous society becomes a totally homogeneous society, that somehow we're going to solve our social ills. Okay. And so, again, Biden praised notorious segregationist former Alabama Governor George Wallace. See, why don't they say anything about this? Type in the comment section. And so Biden bragged in 1973. Wallace considered him one of the outstanding young politicians of America. It was Biden who wrote in 1975 that the Democratic Party could stand a liberal, George Wallace. It was Biden who in 1981 told a Black witness in the Senate that sometimes even George Wallace is right. Okay, so, and I could go on and on and on. Biden said that he learned about roaches from hanging with Black children and Black families. Look it up. I don't make this stuff up, people. He talked about call centers. You know, lots of times people who work at call centers have an accent, and he talked about them. He said poor kids are just as bright and talented as white kids. So some of this, if you've heard about some of this, go ahead and type in the comment section, folks. All white kids were excluded when he made that statement from poor, like no white kids are poor. How many of you have heard they're going to put you back on YouTube channels that you watch? If you have a problem figuring out if you were for me or for Trump, then you ain't Black, quote. Of course, that shows his entitlement to the Black vote. He doesn't have to do anything. We're just supposed to go out and vote for him. Okay. So all of this, most of this you're probably familiar with. Okay. And then of course, CNN, the clip I just doing Ruby that Biden has made. Then they said, well, we're not going to discuss. They just changed the subject. So again, the double standard. Early Senate career, he worked with Herman Talmadge, James Eastland, called African Americans an inferior race. So he was fine with them, you know. Said new integration plans were just a quota system to assure a certain number of Blacks and Chicanos or whatever in each school would be represented. Said it's the most racist concept developed. These are things that he said, guys. And I did share the links to the web site that I'm using. He said that the quota system says that in order for your child with curly Black hair and brown eyes and dark skin to be able to learn anything, he needs to sit next to my blonde haired, blue-eyed son. These are statements he's made, folks. I don't make this stuff up. And if you take time, the videos I shared with you and the website I shared with you, it's all in there. He said, he's from Delaware. He said, my state was a slave state. My state is a border state. My state has the 8th largest Black population. My state is anything but a Northeast liberal state. He also said, I know how to get a slave and keep a slave. The statement he made about Obama, he said was articulate, bright, clean, nice looking guy. So what does that say about any other African American or Black American man? Okay, so look at all the things that he says, but that he gets a free pass for. Why? With the housing crisis, Biden said Shylocks, which is a derogatory term for Jewish people, took advantage of men and women with bad loans. Okay, we know about the housing crisis and all the homes that were foreclosed and people lost their homes. So again, a free pass, right? Right, Mr. Gould? When he met with President Xi in China, he made some statements. And in Singapore, he met with Lee Kuan Yew, called him the wisest man in the Orient. So again, the terminology is frowned upon by the establishment. Okay. 1986. Look these up, guys, since we talked about this. Since he's such a staunch supporter of Black Americans. 1986, the mandatory minimum sentencing. I shared this, folks, up under the video. Check it out. 1988, he had the another crime bill with the crack. Remember, it was we were in the with crack epidemic, and so cocaine, crack that made a stark difference between the two. And then the '94 crime bill, of course, we know about that, written by Biden. Biden and Harris, who were supposed to be advocates for Black Americans, have incarcerated more Black Americans than any other tandem in American history. Okay, look it up. But this is who you're supposed to vote for. Okay, so go talk to all those men in California who are still in jail. Andrew, Robert Byrd never said the N-word, right? And that, right, exactly. So again, folks, they're talking about, look at everything that Biden says that we can hear. What about when he's behind closed doors? Come on now, folks. So it's just, the double standards that we've been discussing. Biden equated being poor to being non-white, okay? And we know, while on the stump in 2019, he made the awkward statement that poor children and non-white children are one and the same. All right? So, not just mention that, okay? Biden asked a Black reporter if he is a junkie, and that was in an August interview with CBS News reporter Errol Barnett, who was Black. Biden asked whether he had taken a cognitive test. Okay. I could go on. And I mentioned this earlier. Biden equated donuts in convenience stores with Indian Americans. Okay. Okay. Biden said that Hispanics, unlike Black Americans, are diverse. And this was an NPR report in August. Biden told a reporter, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things. The you ain't Black, we've already covered that. Okay. So it goes on and on and on. But okay, they don't say anything. He gets a pass. Why? Type in the comment section. Why does he get a pass and everyone else is a racist? Somebody want to explain that to me? Okay. He gets a pass. Everyone else is a racist. And again, you could read this in its entirety. How you doing, the old bag? Andrew, yeah, I've seen the shirt. Yeah. And look, okay. The rappers. So again, double standards. What have we been talking about, right? And so that's just how it goes, folks. If one person can use a word, but another person cannot, that's a double standard, right? How you doing, Sure? 7318, Biden Mafia Syndicate. That's why, yeah. And I don't know if any of you guys saw, I did a short, I think, was it Friday? I did a short on, I think it was Friday, where Biden was laughing. A reporter, he was talking. The reporter asked him about Trump's conviction, and he looked over. He laughed. I mean, he had this evil grin on his face. He looked pure evil. Andrew, the old bag, the doctor's scared to come in. Yeah, and so let me stop sharing this. I have one more video to share with you. Just a small piece, and then you can go and watch it in its entirety. All right, so we've watched that, and I'm done with that. So we'll go ahead and, all right, close that out. And I just have one more that I need to share with you. All right, come on, it's coming. Here we go. All right, I think it's, here we go. All right. I think it's coming up. Joe is a Democrat. Yeah, Ruby, you're right. How you doing, Beverly? All right, it's coming back up now. There we go. So I was watching this video of this guy, and he talks about 50 years of Joe Biden's racist comments. All right. All right. Let's see if we can.
They're going to put you all back in chains.
All right, y'all. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're tuning in. I'm grateful to have you here. And we got Jim Crow Joe back in the building. And that's really all any intro needs to inform an audience on what lies ahead or falls if you're Joe on a bike. But should be a fun one. Let's get it popping.
Are you going to apologize? Like Cory Booker
apologize for what?
Cory Booker's called for it.
Cory should apologize. He knows better. There's not a racist bone in my body. I've been involved in civil rights my whole career.
The blinders have been taken off. They've all of a sudden seen a hell of a lot clearer. They're seeing, geez, the reason I was able to stay sequestered in my home is because some black woman was able to stack the grocery shelf.
When may I expect an interview?
Who are you talking about? Kamala? Is she keeping the shelf stock?
Now, could you imagine if a conservative candidate had made that statement? Really? Come on now. I digress.
Some black woman was able to stack the grocery shelf.
When may I expect an interview? Presently, Mr. Harry. Presently.
What would the noontime be without the classic Leave It to Beulah? Beulah, who's always in the kitchen.
But never seems to know what's cooking.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
We are from India. Oh, great. That's wonderful.
The world is different. There's too much unfinished business for us to just look backwards. We have to look to the future.
I know Joe. We know Joe. But most importantly, Joe knows us.
That's right.
And by the way, you know, I see.
Hold on, this one's golden. I've seen this one right here. Barack Obama, in quote, he said, never underestimate Joe's ability to screw things up. If he can say that about his own man and now president, oh my goodness, that should sum it up for you right there.
And to get hot, I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I love kids jumping on my lap.
Even call centers, which rushed overseas in the hundreds of thousands. How many times you get the call? I'd like to talk to you about your credit card. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
They're going to put you all back in chains.
In my opinion, we don't need white people leading the Democratic Party right now. The Democratic Party is diverse, and it should be reflected as so in our leadership.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
I'm Joe Biden, an old white politician, and you ain't black if you vote for the other white guy that actually cares. That would be Donald Trump or anybody that goes up against Biden nowadays. But it's funny how Biden can say these off-the-wall statements, but if you hear Trump saying anything of the sorts, anything of them, he's the racist. It's just, the double standard is real, don't you think? Isn't it about time that after 50 plus years going on now that Grandpa Biden, he owns up to what he says? It's half a century, Joe, half a century full of lies and openly racist remarks. We need some accountability, but I'm putting this in front of my audience so you guys can wake up and see how Joe actually approaches race relations, how he actually sees people based on their pigmentation and how he portrays these false accents, or they may be sort of accurate, but it's wrong. And I'm not offended personally. I miss the days where we could actually say things and people not get offended. But since we're going along with the climate and how it is nowadays, let's at least keep that same standard, that same for things for Joe Biden as we do for Trump and anybody else that's in the media. Look, come on now. Why does this happen?
I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this because let me just be really clear. Vice President Biden absolutely has a respect level for all people around him, for voters across this country.
So you heard how she said, oh, I'm not going to do this. So she just totally did not answer the question. She just said, I'm not going to do this. Now, if that's Trump or conservative, she has plenty to say. So again, double standards, folks.
Young people, older voters, voters of color, Black people, Latino voters, Indigenous, Asian American, Pacific Islander. So I'm not going to even traffic in any hypothetical conversation about if he is sensitive enough.
In my opinion, we don't need white people leading the Democratic Party right now.
Joe Biden is under fire this evening on comments he made about working alongside segregationist senators in the past.
Biden recalling his early Senate career, bringing up two segregationist senators, Herman Talmadge and James Eastland, who called African Americans an inferior race. I was in a caucus with James O. Eastland, Biden said. He never called me boy. He always called me son. At least there was some civility. We got things done. We didn't agree on much of anything. We got things done.
I think the two-party system, although my Democratic colleagues don't like me saying this, I think the two-party system is good for the South and good for the Negro, good for the Black in the South. Other than the fact that they still call me boy, I think they've changed their mind a little bit.
And by the way, what you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African-American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community.
It's that old school white male.
What? Oh, Lord. Good night. I had to put the pinky up on him.
They're going to put you all back in chains.
This is the stuff your insurance company
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
want
bro.
you to know about.
Listen to all the city club, the old bags at the city club of police. Yeah. I can't make this stuff up, right? This guy is
Trump wasn't sensitive and then he talked off the wall and crazy, but he really said, put y'all back in chains, referring to Black people. Come on now. He screws it up time and time again. How much are we going to give him a pass? How much are we going to allow it? And I'm a Christian man. I know I'm not supposed to judge. And I love my neighbor. I'm still going to pray for him because I know God puts all these people in office and puts them in power, whether you disagree or not. Like, all things happen for a reason. But at what point do you have to call things out? When you see nonsense and when you see blatant racism like this, like actually racist, you know what I'm saying? At what point do you call it out? You have to stand firm and you got to own up to these things, man. And he doesn't own up to them. He just passes the torch, passes the buck. This person on the Republican side and conservative side, the right, whatever you want to label it as, is racist, but he's not. Come on now. I know nobody's perfect, but come on.
What kind of a chance would a northeastern liberal like Joe Biden stand in the South if you were running in Democratic primaries against Southerners like Mark Warner and John Edwards?
Old.
Better than anybody else. And you don't know my state. My state was a slave state. My state is a border state. My state is the 8th largest Black population in the country. My state is anything from a northeast liberal state. It's that old school white male.
Choosing Joe to be my vice president was one of the best decisions I ever made.
Not the first sort of mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean, nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man.
My son is Attorney General a year in Iraq, came back, and that's one of the things that he finds was most in need. When he was over there in Iraq for a year, people would come to him and talk about what was happening at home in terms of foreclosures, in terms of bad loans that were these Shylocks who took advantage of these women and men.
Back from Mumbai to go meet with President Xi in China. I stopped in Singapore to meet with a guy named Lee Kuan Yew, who most foreign policy experts around the world say is the wisest man in the Orient.
I'm not a racist.
I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't Black.
Hey, man. It speaks for itself. I'm in shock. I'm just in shell shock. I don't know what else to say to what we just witnessed. I really don't, man. I really don't. Just think that these comments right here, these are made in the public. So you can imagine what goes.
What did we just say? If he's saying all of this in the public, oh my God, what the heck is he saying behind closed doors? So yeah, folks. All right, there we go. All right, come on. I'm going to try to get this to refresh. All right, let me reload and come back in so my All right, here we go. All right, so I'm done with the videos as well as the website. You can check all of that out on your own. I don't make this stuff up, people. Again, the double standard is real. And C. Fryer, Joe Biden, open mouth, insert foot. C. Fryer gets it, yes. And so we are not shocked at anything that they say or do, because we know they're losing so badly with a demographic they've had in their back pocket for 60 plus years. And I don't care what they do. A lot of people, I've already told you, they're either voting for Trump or they're staying home. They're voting the couch. It's over, this election cycle. And I hope it will continue to be over for them. Andrew, no, they're not singing his praises. They're talking crap about the condition that they're in, and that Obama left them in, okay? And so I don't know if any of you know, clean, articulate, educated, that's fairy tale, yeah. And so, folks, I don't know if any of you heard, now, Michelle Obama's mother passed, I think on Friday, Marion Robinson, excuse me. I said Anderson because I just looked at a documentary on Marion Anderson, because I love historical documentaries. Here we go. Oh, Andrew. Okay. And so now we've been talking about, I'm trying to keep up with your comments, folks. Don't give up on me. We've been talking about, they're pulling out all stops. Don't think they're going to stop. They're going to ratchet up the pressure. They're going to do whatever it takes to try and remain in power. We know that, people. We know that. Okay. So I still think, and I have to get Mr. Joyner to come back on here as a guest. And I also have a guest coming, a young man who has a podcast who has the same views that we have. And I'm going to have him come on probably Friday. But listen, folks, they know Biden's not going to be able to deliver the ticket this time. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to pull some last minute trick. Ruby says you would need to be a master storyteller to make this madness up. Ruby, exactly. And a lot of people think, and I was watching Jason Whitlock's channel, and some people think that they may try to, remove Biden and add Michelle Obama. Now look, she just lost her mother. Unfortunately, she lost her mother. So again, she's going to, now she will be a sympathetic. She's going to receive a lot of sympathy. So they're going to do anything. They don't care if it takes a death for them to regain the demographics that they're losing. They'll use it. They don't care, people. Where are we? Cha-cha, gruesome Newsome. Yeah. Toy Mafia. That means big money. Yeah, Toy. And again, they may use this, Michelle Obama as a sympathetic figure. Whoever they think can deliver the ticket, because they know Joe Biden is not. And if you guys notice, if you haven't noticed, I did the short. When I did that short, it has over 10,000 views. If you haven't watched it, you need to go watch it. Biden looks pure evil. And I was reading some of the comments. I haven't had time to really respond. I respond to some of them tonight. Other people just looking at that grin on his face. He looks like, if you're familiar with the Poltergeist movies, I think it was the second or third one, where that old skeleton-looking guy said, "You're going to die," and he looked really evil. He looked just like that guy. Because somebody left at the comment section. I was like, oh my God. Because they asked him, because Trump said he was, this is being done for political reasons. We all know that. And Biden just looked over at the reporter, didn't say anything, just smiled. Like, yeah, when someone's smiling, they're not going to admit to anything, but they know you've caught them, right? The old bat says, we sing, Hunter got high, we have loads of fun. Okay. Thank you so much, Ruby. Yeah, guys, everyone go ahead and hit that like button for me. That would be great. YouTube shares the video out more if you hit that like button. So some of my videos are not, I don't know, it's not triggering the algorithm. But how you doing, Sally? He's trying to, Sally. You're absolutely right. So some of you, I know some of you watch it on your TV, but if you could go back on your tablet or your phone and hit that little thumb, that would be great. Okay. So yeah, people, I wanted to, Florida, thank you so much, dear. We are trying to get to 10,000 likes. But again, a lot of people watch and they're on their TV, or they're not safe. And I tell some older people, you're not signed into your email, you can't hit the like button. You can watch the video, but that's it. And so, yeah. Andrew, want to scare a Democrat? Tell them Biden's hosting SNL. Oh God, no. We can't have him hosting that. Oh, you're right, old bag. And so I just wanted to discuss this with you guys. School is out, so I will be probably doing more shorts. That's helping the channel to grow tremendously as well. But again, if I can get you guys to hit that like button, that's going to trigger the logarithms. And they'll share it with more people, okay? Let me see. And you can check out the video. Again, those of you who are just coming in, you can check out the video of the young man, from The Apprentice and everything that I shared with you today. Please go in and check it out, okay? We know, because we've been talking about this for 6 months, we know what they're trying to do. They're pulling out all stops, folks. They know they're still going to lose. Did you guys see? Yes. How you doing, Tazzy Tay? And so, did you guys see after the conviction? People were going around interviewing all those black men that were out there protesting and talking about how they had been, railroaded. And so everything that they're doing is causing more and more people from a demographic that traditionally did not vote Republican. That's causing the opposite effect. Now just think, if they had just left Trump alone, none of this probably would, not to this extent anyway. Trump has done nothing to garner the black vote, but it's all of the missteps of Biden and the Democrats. And so, again, Republicans better seize this opportunity to get out, talk about your platform, your values. Trump has opened the door for you, right? You don't have to stay away now. Come on in. Put your cards on the table. Tell people this is my platform. Okay? The door is open. How you doing, partner? Chef on his wine. Glad you're here, dear. Tazzy Tay. And so, yeah, folks. Now is the time. All right. There are no more excuses. Cha-Cha, his donations are historical. After the conviction, that's what I'm saying, Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha gets it. Every time they do something to him, it's the opposite. They get the opposite effect. And so, like I said, had they just left him alone, you would not have seen all of this. So that they just don't know what to do. But they just still keep picking, like you have a wound and you're trying to pick the scab off. I don't know if they're trying to just drain him. With his age, maybe they're trying to make him have a heart attack or a stroke with the stress. Could you imagine dealing with that? Yeah, we're looking at, he has all these millions, but he is human. Could you imagine dealing with all this stress? Oh my God. Anthony, that was crazy. Yeah, it was. Thank you so much, partner. And so think about that, folks. And this is what I was saying, because I was watching you know, I was on Instagram and Facebook, and you have some people, Democrats, liberals, who are ha ha ha, they're laughing. And I responded to a post and I said, this really is not a laughing situation. If they can do this to a millionaire, a former president, what could they do to someone like you or me? We don't have that kind of money. So that's kind of a, think about that, folks. That's a scary thought. They're doing this to a millionaire, a former president. We don't have those resources. So that, again, these people that are laughing, ha ha ha, this is so funny. It's funny until it happens to you and you don't have the money to fight it, right? Jacqueline, my daughter is a Chicano and I am sick and tired of the BS. Yeah, Jacqueline, yeah. And so again, folks, and like I tell people, I give you facts here. I don't tell you who to vote for. That's your God-given American right. But I do say, please, I would rather you vote the couch than to vote for Joe Biden. He has to go. And they're bringing up all this racism. He's racist, he's racist, he's racist. And it's not working. So the Democrats are like, what the heck is going on here? This has always worked. Well, what's going on is now everyone has the internet, right? People can look things up for themselves. Also, so many people are struggling. It's the economy, stupid. That's what you want to tell the Democrats, right? They don't care that you're coming up, oh, he's racist and he said this in 1975. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? How is that going to help their family, help them buy food, pay rent, pay mortgage, car payments, et cetera, et cetera? Something. And again, those of you who are just coming in, Isaiah, oh, okay, Isaiah, that's fine, dear. Like I said before, people that they don't care. The economy is so bad. That's not going to work. The Democrats are pulling this, and those of you just coming in, go back. I played some of the audio video. Al Sharpton's meeting with the guy that said that he was on The Apprentice and Trump said the N-word. So again, let's go back in all of our past and see. What did you say? Okay, Chef, Anthony, Andrew, Cha-Cha, Ruby, Isaiah, all the 60 of you here in the chat right now. All of you. I missed your name. I'm sorry. Let's go back and look at everything you said or everything that you did that was inappropriate or that can be deemed racist. How many of us are going to get, oh my God, you didn't say anything or you didn't do anything? So someone does something or says something and you hold it against them their entire life. That's what we're doing now? Thank you so much, partner. Yes, I'm trying to, partner. They're just, it's like pulling teeth, getting people to hit that like button. They don't realize if they would hit the like button, it would trigger the YouTube algorithm, but a lot of people don't hit the like button, dear. Cha-Cha said, and under Biden, the price of tea is pretty high. Yeah, Cha-Cha, and I love tea. Oh my God. So you see what I'm saying here? Jacqueline, we have bots in here. Oh God. Somebody get rid of the bots. And so that's all I'm saying is, how you doing, Katrinka? Thank you so much, dear. No, your lies are they're not working now. And people are struggling so bad. They don't care that what he said in 1975 or 2000. You're looking at what someone did. Hey, you're God now, right? God forgives, but you can't. So none of us in here, how you doing, Terry? None of us here in this chat, there's 60 plus, have said anything or done anything that would now be deemed racist. None of us have said anything inappropriate. We're all perfect. That's what we're doing now, right? Okay. Right, Jacqueline. Exactly. Andrew, I say racist crap all the time. In fact, I only have racists of all colors as friends. Yeah, Andrew, we all say things that could be deemed racist. We've all done it. We've all said things that are inappropriate that wouldn't be necessarily considered racist, but it may be inappropriate. You know, we've all done things that we should not have done. So that's going to be held against us our entire life? That's not how it works. No. Ruby, which video do you want to see, dear? Until next week. Okay, peace to you. Thank you, dear. Yeah, you guys that are here now, you need to check out my short. It has over 10,000 views with that evil smile on Biden's face. Oh my God, unbelievable. No shame in his game. Mr. Cool, I doubt there's a legit recording of this, but still wouldn't change how I vote anyway. Mr. Cool, it's like this. Whether he did or did not say it, how is that? What does that have to do with improving your financial situation with this terrible, this horrible economy that we have right now? Again, we all say and do things we should not do. Why are you only holding it against him? And those of you who are just coming in, I just played videos and I just shared a website with all the several racist things that Biden has said for the past almost 50 years. But no one says anything because he's a Democrat. It's okay. It's okay. Katrinka, Andrew, everyone is racist. The human instinct for survival. You can't legislate the human heart. You cannot, Katrinka, right? Andrew, okay, Andrew. So you see where we're going with this, folks? People don't care about that anymore. So they're probably gonna dig up something else. Well, Trump did this and he said that. But have you heard MSNBC or CNN, ABC, CBS, any of the mainstream media outlets, have you heard any of them say anything about Biden? No, he gets a pass. Why? Why does he get a pass? Someone has to explain that to me. Katrinka, people lie. We've had that proof. Right. And sometimes, like I tell my students, sometimes people say things that may be inappropriate, but they're not. Everything's not racist. And sometimes you may not like someone, or someone may say something inappropriate to you, and it doesn't mean they're racist. They just may not like you. I mean, it doesn't mean it's about your race. It may be your actions sometimes. People think everything is tied to race, and it should not be that way. Music. Okay, right, Andrew. Okay, so you see where I'm going with this, right? That's just where we are as a society. Everyone is on edge. They wear their feelings on their shoulder, on their sleeve. You say something, oh God, you hurt my feelings. Well, I mean, when I hear students say that, I'm like, if that hurts your feelings, you're not going to make it in the real world. I mean, I asked a football player, this happened a few years ago, and I asked him to move to another chair. And a football player, he said, that's aggressive. What? What the heck are you talking about? I asked you to move from one chair to another. So you say you can't say anything to people. Everything hurts their feelings. I can't with these people. C. Fryer, racist is way overused. I mean, the name of it, right? C. Fryer, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes people say things and everything is construed as racist, and it shouldn't be that way. That's why I love when they ask Morgan Freeman a question about racism or race, he gets them straight. Katrinka, if he had said that this guy would have come out in 2015, 16, okay? Yeah, exactly, okay? C. Fryer, I'm with you. Give me a break. I'm sick of it. Stop using the word. And I tell my students, that's an excuse for failure. If you're out here working hard, you have work ethic, you don't have time to be worried about who is a racist and racism holding you back. You're out here working diligently, trying to become successful in your career. You don't have time for those thoughts. Okay. Open border, cha-cha. You got that right, cha-cha. Racist against Americans. That's Jim Crow Joe, who does for everyone except Americans. Exactly. That, yeah, you're right, cha-cha. He's racist against Americans. He won't do anything to help Americans. He's doing for everyone but Americans. Andrew said Denzel Washington refused the Medal of Freedom from Biden. Right. And Denzel Washington is another. He'll tell them straight up when they ask him a question in reference to race. I'm telling you, Denzel Washington, he's the same way. Hard work. He doesn't view himself as a victim. Him being a black male in Hollywood, no. He and Morgan Freeman, I love to the utmost. Okay? Right, Sally? Divide and conquer. People better wake up. They don't realize it. Sally, I've been saying that forever. Americans around here, this group doesn't like this group, vice versa. And look at the Democrats are destroying the country with their Marxist, socialist, communist agenda. When you're running around, you don't like someone because the color of their skin is different from yours. That's crazy. Sally, divide and conquer all day long. Taxing us for Ukraine is red. Right, Cha-Cha? Stop all of the taxation. Or at least use the tax money on Americans. My God. How you doing, Lynn? I'm doing great, Lynn, my beautiful friend. I hope that you are as well. Lynn, you missed the videos of the website that I went over early, so please go check that out. But yeah, that's what people need to be doing. We need to be working together. We don't have time. Time is very short for this country. We don't have time to be at each other's throats. People better wake up. Cha-cha, tax is being used to support neo-Nazis and racists. Right, Cha-cha? So support some everyday Americans, all these Americans who are struggling to feed their families. How about that? But no, you're feeding people who aren't even citizens, housing people who aren't even citizens, have free health care to people who aren't even citizens. What's wrong with that picture? But you want me to go out here and vote for Joe Biden? No way. Didn't vote for him before, and I'm definitely not voting. If he's the only option, if they take Trump off the ballot, and guys, we talked about Republican or rhinos, Republican in name only, they're just as bad. I don't have a problem voting the couch. Millions of people said they're going to vote the couch. Okay? So, in the horseback border patrol, right? There's a lot of stuff going on down there at that border. They're storming the border, Andrew. And so I tell people, I'd rather you vote the couch than to vote for Joe Biden. Because if that's my choice, I'm vote the couch wins. The couch is undefeated. Okay? I do not have a problem. But I will not vote for Joe Biden. Never. Now, if something happens to me and I die before November, please don't let me vote for Joe Biden. Because we know how they do with all those dead people voting. Just make sure it's not Joe Biden. Somebody make sure that doesn't happen for me, because I won't be here to speak for myself. But you heard it on here. Sally, right. Local elections are important, definitely. And so, again, we have to be vigilant. And we have to, see, Fry, you like that one? Oh, yeah. Give me a bumper sticker. When I die, please don't let me vote Democrat. Yeah, I got to get me one of those. So, yeah, let me vote the couch. Lynn, I'm worried about our farmers. They're getting persecution from EPA to tax. Oh, yeah. Lynn, I know what's going on with the farmers. That's why they've pretty much wiped out the mom and pop operations. The EPA has all these regulations. I teach about agriculture, Lynn, so I know all about the farmers and the situation that they're currently experiencing. The EPA comes up with all these rules and regulations, and if you don't have millions of dollars, there is no way that you can make the changes that you need to make. Yeah, Lynn. Yeah, I know it's not right. It's not. How you doing, Cody? Yeah, so they are hey, I think wasn't Trump trying to get rid of the EPA? Because they're just out of control. We should get rid of the IRS. And Biden's the one, folks, who had all these extra agents hired, and they're auditing us, the everyday working Americans, so they can get more money from us. Also, those of you who are going to vote for Jim Crow Joe, he's trying to. You haven't heard this, you heard it here first. How you doing, Pool? He's trying to make it, like people who do the gig economy, Uber Eats, DoorDash. You're pretty much an independent contractor, right? You don't work for a company, you're working for yourself. He's trying to make it so that you work for them, so that they can get that tax money. Because if you're an independent contractor, you have a lot of tax write-offs. So no, I'm not voting for Jim Crow Joe. Heck no. Right, Pool? Yeah, Lynn, yeah, you can send me an email about that, Lynn, if you choose to. I do teach about I teach about the gag laws. I teach a lot about agriculture, and as it relates to United States Department of Agriculture, the EPA, FDA, all the federal agencies I teach about in the classes that I teach. Yes, Andrew, I remember that as well. I hope I did. If I miss your comment, folks, charge it to my head, not my heart. Andrew, where are we here? Ruby, that invasion at the border is exactly why Trump would turn Chicago and parts of New York red. Yes, Ruby, I cannot wait until November to see something that has never happened in my lifetime. Yes, Cody, ConAgra's wicked, so is Monsanto, the evil empire. I talk about them as well in my classes. When we're talking about GMOs, and a lot of I teach food science as well. We talk about a lot of the chemicals in the foods that we're consuming. It's illegal in Europe, but we're eating them. We're consuming them every day. Okay. Katrinka, even as W4 is single, no kids, no deductions, I had to up my withholding by $400. Oh my God, Katrinka, to eliminate a shortfall that was on track to be, have you owing $2,700 by the end of the year? Yeah, Katrinka, very good point. I have my withholding so that I don't have to pay. I have them taking additional money out. My income taxes are through the roof. You're single as well, no deductions. Yeah, that's me, Katrinka. Yeah, I paid over $14,000 federal and state taxes in the state of North Carolina last year. I feel your pain, Katrinka. So $400 per month. Yeah. I get you. I can cry. I'll cry on your shoulder. I'm in the same boat as you. Trust me, Cody. Where do you talk about these very important? Cody, I think this is your first time on the channel, dear. You can check. I have several videos where we're talking about what's going on in this country and how the Democrats are trying to destroy this country with their Marxist, socialist, communist agenda. And I have several videos. I've been talking about this. I started this maybe 6 months ago, when I started noticing the tide turn as people, particularly Black Americans, started to turn away from the Democratic Party. And I was so glad, particularly with this migrant crisis and everything that's going on down there at the border, people started to wake up and say, wait a minute, why will I continue to vote for this party? They do nothing for me, particularly people in Chicago. We know they've been poor, and struggling for years, but they never receive anything. But 100 years they've been voting Democratic. For what? You get nothing. Why are you doing that? So I really feel I feel they're gonna flip it red, and as they should. New York as well. We know how liberal New York is. Hopefully with this migrant crisis, people are saying, nope, time out for that. That people aren't listening to these celebrities like they used to. Again, they're bought and paid for. They're all puppets and plants. Katrinka, your job says you're taking out enough, but it's not. Right, Katrinka? I don't listen to what they say. I have additional money withheld because I don't want to have to pay the government any more than I'm already paying them. Isaiah, yeah, please do, dear. Don't forget property taxes going up. Yes, Ruby, I did receive some correspondence. I know my property taxes, my taxes are going up. I know that, unfortunately. Yeah, we're paying for everything. But Americans can't get anything. Cody, oh, I just subscribed and hit that thumbs up. Oh, love you too, Cody. Thank you so much. Cody, share this. How you doing, The Finishing Kid? Cody, share this stream to your various forms of social media. I cannot get this information out alone. I need help from you and everyone else. There are like 70 people here in this chat. Hit that like button. Share this on your Facebook, Instagram, Truth Social pages, Twitter, wherever. Andrew said, if somebody stole your car, would you give them gas money? Right, Andrew. Thank you so much, Cody. I really appreciate you, dear. We're trying to get the information out. Everything I share with you, I share links in the description box. I do not like what's going on in this country. And as long as I have breath in this body, I will try to inform as many people as possible to not continue to be bamboozled and lied to and gaslighted. Okay? Can't you guys see what the Democrats are doing? I did a video. Go back and check it out, Cody. Where they were lying. The Democrats were saying all these wonderful things that Jim Crow Joe has done. He's done nothing for this country. He's done nothing for American people. Okay? All lies. That's all, folks. You can research it yourself. In this day and age of the internet, I can't come on here and make things up. All you have to do is go get on your tablet or your phone or your computer and look it up. I can't do that. Isaiah, what do I think about the next group of charges? Isaiah, they are desperate. They are so stupid. They don't realize everything they're doing. It's growing its popularity. People still are saying, even if Trump is in jail, they're not voting for Joe Biden. But they won't stop. Katrinka, the Uniparty, you're right. I said earlier, they're like, how you doing, Mia? Black American Patriots for Trump. Okay, Mia. Welcome to the channel, dear. I think this is your first time. And so they're just digging a ditch deeper and deeper. And even if they find a way to get Trump off the ballot, there's going to be so many people. If they do that, I'm going to tell you right now, Florida, let me tell you this. There will be a revolution. Stevie Wonder can see. Ronnie Millsap can see. Helen Keller could see. They can see what's going on, people. You think people can't see what's happening? You don't have to. People that are blind can see what's going on. This is a political persecution because they know Biden can't win, right? And like I said, they're ratcheting up the power, but they're going to call. You guys saw what happened after the verdict. They're going to continue, and there's going to be a revolution. People are fed up with this evil plot. Lynn, you think we'll be able to vote? Lynn, they're going to try to steal the election. I'm going to be honest with you. They know Biden can't win. They're pulling out. They're going to do anything by any means necessary. They know he can't win. James, right now, New York is basically for the rich and the poor. Middle class. Yeah, the middle class is gone. Katrinka, when I reconcile the business account and see Chevron, I code it as gas, government checks, and a candy bar was also purchased, falsified business records. Okay, Katrinka. You forgot 67 months ago, Steve wanted to have a talk with Potato. Yeah, Andrew. I mentioned him because he's blind. But if he were honest, he would tell the truth. Fishing Kid, Yeah, the fishing kid. They're trying to get him off the ballot. They've been trying to do that forever. Lynn, that's what we need. We better pray. They are not playing. I told you guys, those of you who've been here for a while, we've been discussing this. These Democrats are not playing. This is serious business, and they are not willing to relinquish power. They're going to do whatever they need to do. Ruby, the revolution will not be in Philly. If they need to fill up the gym, right, Ruby? You see, they wouldn't do a panoramic photo. They were in there, Jim Crow Joe and Heels Up Kamala, right? And they're telling all these lies to these Americans, Black Americans, because it was at a Black college. Told them all, talking about all the wonderful things that Joe Biden did. Well, newsflash, that must be in another alternative universe, because I don't see anything they've done. Okay. How you doing, Cindy? Register your family members and friends to vote. Yes, Cindy. But even with that, they're going to try to steal the election just like they stole the last one. My reaction, Andrew, I'll probably be out with the other American patriots. People are not going to take this, people. Everyone can see, anyone who's willing to accept the truth can see what's going on here. And again, this is scary because all of you in here pretty much have the same mindset that I have. Excuse me. And if they can do this to a millionaire, to a former president, what could they do to you or me? Think about that. And that's exactly what I said to someone on Instagram earlier today. Because the Democrats are laughing. And I had someone respond to a comment on Instagram. Ha, 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 ha. Trump's going to be in jail for the election. And they think it's hilarious. Cindy, I know they will try. We got to make it right. Cindy, we've got to not just talk. We've got to get out and look and watch and see what's happening. Because they're not going down without a fight. Oh yeah, thank you guys for hitting that like button. And those of you who are just coming in, please, please, please share this stream on your various forms of social media. If you have Facebook, Instagram, Truth Social, Twitter, or now it's X, please share this stream. Andrew Wright, that's scary. Think about that. We're enemies of the state. They've already stolen one election. They don't have a problem. I would not be surprised if they tried to put people in jail on trumped up charges. Look what they're doing to a millionaire, a former president. Think about this, people. This is serious. Oof. Make a plan. Vote early if you can. Remember, all politics is local. Okay. So yeah, be vigilant. Be cognitive of what's going on when you're out to vote, when you go to vote. Observe your surroundings. If you see something that doesn't look right, start recording and reporting. Jill's comfort zone. How you doing, dear? Lori, how are you? Lori, what has happened to this country is that this country, thank you so much, Kathy, this country is being destroyed by the Democrats on purpose. You guys think we've been talking about that migrant crisis? That's being done on purpose, folks. And look who's benefiting. Excuse me. Criminals have no fear. No, they don't. Thank you so much. And that's what's happening to this country. We're being destroyed from within. That's why do you think they keep talking about racism? So that all of you in here will be against me, vice versa. They don't want us coming together. They know what if we come together, they know it is over for them. The Democrats do not care about this country. All they care about is power. Their Marxist, socialist, communist agenda. That's all they care about. you're a basic working American, you need something, you can't get it. You have to be someone who came into the country illegally. Tell me I'm wrong. Type in the comment section. Sally, people laughing at Trump and can't name a crime. Sally, right. And again, just everyone put their thinking cap on for a moment. That's some scary stuff. And we're just everyday, if you're like me, everyday working American. I don't have millions of dollars. What if they came after me? I'd just be sitting in jail. The fishing kid. I wish overseas heads of state turned their back on Joe. That would be nice, fishing kid. Greg, how you doing? Hit that like button, dear. Basement Joe campaign 20 slogans was, we got it covered. Not knock on doors and hand out literature. Donate money, go vote for Biden. Yeah, Greg, yeah. So anyway, people, that's what we've been talking about. Everything we've been talking about. Excuse me. Those of you who've been here on the channel for, I think 6 months, I've been doing this series. It's coming out. And that's why as soon as I hear something, I try to talk about it. I want to make sure, because sometimes we all get busy. I want to make sure you are all in the know. So when you see something, you're not all caught off guard, like, oh my God. Cody, they want you eating their bugs and living in their 15 minutes. Yeah, Cody. You see all these restaurant chains that are shutting down? I hate Americans are losing their jobs, but if I told you some of the crap they have in the food that they're serving us, people, we need to start cooking at home. They're killing us with the food. The food is crap. The food industry is crap. We eat that crap, and they turn us over to Big Pharma, and then they just kill us off with all those drugs. Yeah. Hi, Reverend Hosea Williams, a lieutenant of Dr. King, won an election while in jail on bogus charges. Plan backfire. Yeah, Ruby, that's what's happening here. Every time they don't get it. Every time they do something else to him. And look, I mean, I was watching a video earlier. Big crowd of black men. And they were talking about this is bogus. This is not right. There was one black man on there. He said, I just cleaned out. He said, I just ran up my credit card, donating to Trump. He sure did. So, I mean, people can see what you're doing. No one's in the dark anymore. Everyone has the internet. So, Cindy Rose, I don't see your comment. Your comment's not hidden, dear. You're good. So anyway, again, I'm going to start doing shorts. It seems like I think we're going to have more and more. We're going to have it ratcheted up, people. We've got to stay vigilant and stay on top of what's going on. I've reached out to Benny Johnson. He has like 1 million followers here on YouTube. I really love his work. I told you guys that are just here for the first time. I've reached out to Blexit. I've reached out to Madeline Brame, the lady from the Bronx. I haven't heard anything from her. I reached out to Cattle Trust in Chicago. I haven't heard anything from her. I am trying to bring people on the show to discuss this with you as well. Okay. I pick up the channel t-shirts this week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll go by and pick those up, and I'll start shipping those out for my moderators. I really appreciate your support, everything that you do here for the channel. Yeah. All right. Where are we here? All right. Florida. Thank you for the super chat, dear. Give you a heart for that. Thank you so much. Yeah, there we go. And guys, those of you who are here for the first time, yeah, he's cool. How about the conservative twin? Yeah, Cody, I know them too. The twin brothers. Those of you who are here for the first time, share this stream out. with your family and your friends. Because sometimes you just tell people to get on a channel and they say, yeah, and then they never do it. Actually share with them. Say, hey, I'm going to share this with you. Get on there and watch the content. Lori says, I'm scared. This is no joke. Lori, don't be scared, dear. You just pray. Everything's going to work out. Oh, woo, another super chat. Florida. Thank you, Florida, for the super chat. There we go. Woo, I need to ring my bell. I need to get my bell. My bell's at work. There we go. All right, I'm going to put this down and move this up. And appreciate that, Florida. When I picked the t-shirts up this week, I'll definitely get that out to you. Lynn, that's right. You trust God. I told you after the verdict, I had a subscriber to call me. And those of you who would like my telephone number, just simply send me an email. I talk to subscribers all the time. I have a couple who call me. I had one after the verdict. She called me. She was so upset. I could hear her husband in the background, and she's a little older. And I had to calm her down. I told her it will work. It will be just fine. Okay? We're not going to be concerned about what they're doing. Let them continue with their evil work. We're just going to keep moving forward. Lynn, okay, I'll give you my email. And again, it's a lowercase L. It's not an I. I'll send this to you. Yeah, any of you who are interested in coming on the show, any of you who just want to text and talk about what's going on, I'm going to share my email. Email me and I'll send you my telephone number. Not a problem. Sometimes we need to talk to each other. And why a minute, there we go. Okay, so yeah, that's a lowercase L. Everyone see that? LSIBERT@ymail.com. Shoot me an email and I will definitely respond. If you want to text and talk, I'll text you my telephone number. Evil work. Yeah, that's all right, Cody. They think it's going to work, but in the end, they're not going to win. Sally, the border is scary. Yeah, the border, they're crashing the border. And God only knows who's coming in. We could be prone to another terrorist attack. All kinds of people are coming in there. All these military-age men. We don't know what's going on and what's going to happen in the future as a result of Biden's failed border policy. All right, everyone see that email? That's a lowercase L, LSIBERT@ymail.com. Send me an email and I will respond. Ruby said, the Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club has the audacity to start with the Trump is a felon conversation and got embarrassed by their Yeah, Ruby, and I don't watch the Breakfast Club. You know, they're plants and puppets. But I did listen to that. I was watching a YouTube channel earlier today, and they played that clip, the callers that were calling in, and they said what we've been saying. People don't want to care about that. Oh, he's racist, he's racist, he's racist. People are struggling. How are they going to feed their families and pay for rent and mortgage and other bills? They don't care about that crap. And again, they don't say anything about Jim Crow Joe. So that's not working now. So they're going and digging up all this stuff what Trump said and did 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. And no one cares. It's not working. Not working this time. Cindy, I'm a woman in her 60s who did not even know who Kamala Harris was. That is how out of touch some people are. That is part of what we are fighting, ignorance and apathy. Yeah, and Cindy, they made her out to be something that she's not. They said she was a African American. She's not. She's a plant. Go check out her history, Cindy. I've talked about her a lot on here. She had an opportunity to let a lot of Black men out of jail who were in there wrongfully accused. She did nothing. So she's not as popular as she thinks she is. Richard, how are you, dear? Not just against Trump. It is against those that believe in Make America Great Again. That is also to make the rest of the world better also, right? Right. Mr. Sage. I don't know who Mr. Sage is. Okay. But anyway, If we could figure out how much each ordinary person, where are we, pays in taxes for immigrants, maybe that would wake people up. Cindy, that's what people respond to, the pocketbook. Exactly. I told you what I paid in federal and state taxes last year. I just did my taxes a month ago. And I'm like you, I want to know how much of my money is going to the Ukraine as well as to the illegal immigrants. Cindy, Trump speaks for us, but MS mainstream media says we blindly follow. Again, I'm looking at my pocketbook. I don't care about all this other nonsense they're talking about. Kamala goes along with people say, yeah, and she's not, people won't read. People just, take it for what it's worth. I don't. I investigate and I research. Okay, where are we here? All right. Did I miss any more comments? Andrew, no. There was that tranny in Maryland. Yeah. I heard about that, Andrew, the stabbings. Yeah. Oof. Oh my goodness, that was bad. Yeah. And so again, people, I'm not a Debbie Downer. I just tell you what's going on so that you can act accordingly, not to bring you down, but it is to make sure that you are in the loop with what is going on and what they are trying to do. Cody, not another dime for that. Right, Cody. Thank you, Cody. When I get off, I'll respond. Right. All these American veterans that are over here starving and homeless, all this money to the Ukraine, you can't do anything for Americans? Really? I don't mind. If you're going to take my taxes, at least let me decide, where I want the money to go, or at least spend it on Americans. That's all I'm asking. Come on. Ruby said, Kamala and Joe could sing if I only had a brain. Okay, good one, Ruby. James, I don't care about the race of Harris, but James, what intelligence? I haven't seen it yet. All I hear is cackle, cackle, cackle. Anthony, I can't imagine the border being open for 4 more years. I cannot. And you see all the crimes that they're committing and they're going unpunished. I cannot, Anthony. Greg, rest in peace, David Dorn. Keith Ellison should be in jail for allowing the viral video to shake the narrative and not releasing the police cam of Floyd resisting arrest and the fentanyl OD. Greg, right. We know they shape the narrative the way they want the American public to see it. We know that. Exactly. Cody, just keeping it real on this show. Cody, that's all we do, dear. I won't come on here and tell you lies. And I hope you enjoy it so far. Andrew said cops need to quit kowtowing to the Democrat agenda that's getting them unalive. Yeah, exactly, Andrew. Chacha, I can't imagine. Where is it? I can't imagine the border being open for 4 more months. Or Chacha, even 4 more days. God knows. Cindy, so glad you found it, dear. Yes, you're always welcome. Share it with your friends and family, dear. Glad to have you here. Yeah, RFK. He came out and said he had a worm eat some of his brain. Every time he opens his mouth to talk about something, I'm like, I think the worm is still there eating parts of his brain because he just talks off the wall. You said Biden's brain ate a worm. His brain. I think Andrew, I really think he has some cognitive issues, maybe dementia or Alzheimer's. And he needs to be in a nursing home so he could be cared for, not running the best country in the free world. Cindy, I'm so sad that race has become such a divider. Didn't we make good progress before the year 2000? Cindy, yeah. And we were fine, but we let the race hustlers, right? And Cindy, you're new here. You know who the race hustlers are, the Al Sharpton, NAACP, Congressional Black Caucus, the celebrities who allow themselves to be used as puppets and plants, LeBron James, all these people. People worship these people as gods. I don't. And I definitely don't listen to what they say. But yeah, what you're talking about, they let race, fit the narrative. I did a video, Cindy, more white people are killed by the police than black. You don't hear about it on the news because they won't talk about it. The narrative is a white officer kills black man. That's what the news feeds us to continue to try to do what? Divide us so that we don't come together against them. And people better wake up. Kiona Holly, the Baltimore police officer that was executed in her patrol car. Oh wow, yeah, Greg. I still need to catch up on that. I heard about it, and I need to read about that story a little bit more. Oh, I saw that, Andrew. Yeah. Cindy, thanks for refreshing conversation. Oh yeah, Cindy, most definitely. We keep it real here. We call things as they are. We don't sugarcoat things. I just call it as it is. We don't believe in victimhood on this channel. We believe in hard work, ethics, and you can make it in this country if you have those, and no excuses. On this channel, we believe racism is an excuse for failure. The finishing kid, they took away his protection by convicting. He's not allowed around certain things. Yes, Cindy Roy, it is sickening. And the average American, everyone can see what's going on. Do they think we're dumb? And that's why when I started talking about this particular subject matter, that's why I never stopped. Because I have more and more people who feel like I do that this is not right. And I enjoy the conversations that we have. Andrew, Cindy Rose, we sure did. Democrat plantation owners saw they milked it as long as they could. Chicago hasn't had a Republican mayor. Yeah, since 1931. Andrew, I don't know if you were here. I did a video on that. They're going to flip it red, as they should. Laurie, I work in a factory with more blacks than whites. We all get along. We talk and laugh with each other. It's very refreshing. Laurie, and that's what I say. When I go to work, I get along with everyone. We're not at each other's throats the way the main or mainstream media would have you to believe. Everyone gets along just fine. But every time there's an incident between a black person and a white person, they make it out to be racial. And sometimes it's not racial. But that's what they do. That's the narrative that they're trying to fill. To continue to drive that wedge between whites and blacks. Cody, mama didn't go to the club. Okay. Cindy, I actually don't know a single racist white person, never have. I am white and 62 years old. Oh, wow. Cindy, 62. Great. You're right at the tail end of the baby boomer generation, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. And so, again, we all get along just fine. And when they were out here marching, Black Lives Matter, with the George Floyd protests, I did not march. I researched Black Lives Matter, and when I figured out their evil plans, I said, I don't want any part of it. I read their mission statement on their website. And where I live here in North Carolina, I had coworkers to go out and march for Black Lives Matter. I said, nope, not me. They are a Marxist organization. Okay. They are against the nuclear family. I'm not representing an organization like that. And me being an educator, I'm not joining an organization that excludes people. I have students that are black, white, Hispanic, Asian. I'm not excluding any. I have students of all races and creeds and nationalities. Remember, Dems want the issue to be black and white, not blue or red. Yep, that's what they've been doing, Andrew, for 60 plus years, to try and divide us, to drive that wedge between us, and we're fine. Where are we? See, Fryer. Oh, okay. So yes, people, that's just where we are. And just try to keep up. Cody, since this is your first time here, please go back. Some of the things that you heard me talk about today, I talked about in more depth on prior videos, so check them out, dear. Rolling in Connecticut, I've been seeing lots of cars with flags flying in the back. Okay, Patriots. Okay, good deal. Andrew, right? That's what I've been saying, Andrew. If we're focused on white versus black, you're losing the country, and that's what the Democrats want you focused on. Hating someone because of their skin color, and that gets you nowhere. All that negative energy that you're using to hate a group of people, you're killing yourself. That's dumb. Losing country, no time for race. Sally gets it, right, Sally? The country is being stolen from us every day, and you're worried about someone's skin color? I think you have some other concerns that you need to be thinking about and working on. Not skin color. Thank you, Sally. James, I'm still surprised about the black church and other things. Why include color in some of these things? James, that's the way they have it set up, dear. And that's how the Democrats have benefited. How you doing, Angel's Crafty Halo? Here for the first time. Thank you so much, Angel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Share this live out with your family, with your friends. We are all American patriots here. We are talking about how we can improve this country. And it starts with getting Jim Crow Joe out of the White House. And together, we can make it happen. Lynn, MLK warned us about not judging skin color. He did, Lynn. We need the CCP out of American government. Where are we here? Ruby, Angel's Crafty Halo. We're so glad to have you here. Yes, we are. Yeah, so that's basically, guys, Angel, thank you so much. Angel, if you have Facebook, Truth Social, Instagram, share this on your various forms of social media. I need your help getting the word out. November will be here before you know it. And you know as well as I do, these Democrats will stop at nothing to maintain power, to continue to destroy America. That's what they're doing. But look at everything. They're destroying this country right before your eyes. They are. That's right, Ruby. They're still free. Cindy says, especially in church, it seems ridiculous. Not Cindy, exactly. And where do the Democrats go? The black church. They go to the black church. The black preacher or minister tells the congregation how to vote. And you know how they're voting. Democratic. James, what don't you understand, dear? I'll explain it to you if I can. Cindy says, get voter registration cards to friends and families. Yeah. Lynn, we have parents here fighting for parental rights. Oh, wow. Lynn, where are you, dear? I'm in North Carolina. James, they go to the black colleges and the black churches. That's where all the Democrats go to get everyone on board. They want the black Americans to stay on the Democratic plantation. What question do you have, James? I'll try to answer it for you. And those people who are saying, you don't talk about the Republicans, you don't see the Republicans going to black churches and black colleges. You're in Connecticut. Okay, Lynn. Okay, yeah. James, what's your question, dear? James, I know you don't understand it, but the reason they do it because they're going to listen to what their minister says. And just look, Cody, and those of you, Lynn, those of you here for the first time, go back and check out my prior videos. Why are they at the black colleges? They were just at Morehouse University. A lot of the students didn't want them there. The college president of Morehouse bought and paid for, he had them there anyway. Puppet, plant, Democratic shield. just like Al Sharpton, just like the NAACP, just like the Congressional Black Caucus. Okay? All these things I'm telling you, you can research and Google for yourself. I don't make this stuff up, people. I would not waste your time or mine. Cody, if they get this thing rigged once again and keep power to 2029, Cody, this is your first time here. I've already said, if Biden is reelected, stick a fork in us. We're done. This country is over. Cindy, Lynn, parental rights and school choice. Oh, yeah, Cindy, yeah. School choice is a big thing, yeah. Ruby, HBCUs are institutions that were formed because of segregation. Oh, okay. Thank you, Ruby. I didn't know that was the question James was asking. Yeah, they were formed, of course, because back then African Americans could not attend predominantly white institutions. Okay, so thank you, Ruby. Cindy, I'm so worried for the minds of my mixed race grandkids. Cindy, all you can do is pray, dear. Lynn, we have a wonderful pastor here in Connecticut. He's a libertarian. He wants his congregation about the good, Lynn. Yeah. James, I worked for decades in the restaurant biz in NYC, but I never cared about the color of the guest. James, if you like me, you don't care about their skin color. You just look at their actions. It doesn't matter what color they are. That's what I'm saying. The Democrats have driven such a wedge. And of course, when Obama first term, it started, and then it just escalated, right? And so that they just continued to try and widen the gap so that blacks on one side, whites are on the other side, and that we're at each other's throat. Why do you think they keep feeding this narrative? Cindy, Andrew, if I was Ashley, I would be terrified. Yeah, they'll find a way to pull him out. They know that he can't string together two sentences. You know, I say that often, and then I heard Trump say that the other day. I'm like, oh God, is he watching my videos? We know Joe Biden can't string together two coherent sentences. Excuse me, forgot to add the word coherent. So yeah, Lynn, God created all races and ethnic groups. Point blank. How you doing, Jeff? I have someone else new coming in. How you doing, Jeff Coslow? I'm a white 39-year-old male in Wilmington, North Carolina. Jeff, I'm not far from you. I'm in Spring Lake, so we're only about an hour, 30 minutes apart. You're very close, Jeff. I just saw and got to meet Jimmy Dore at a live show he did last week in Virginia, so I'm on that wavelength, but for real, I'm loving listening to you. Jeff, I'm loving having you here. And if you have Facebook, if you have Instagram, if you have Truth Social, share this video, share this channel name on your various forms of social media. I need your help, James. You're a North Carolinian just like I am. And we are trying to wake people up because the Democrats have all but destroyed this country. And we cannot do 4 more years of Bidenomics. We cannot. We can't afford it. Cindy, that business, just see dollar, who cares about it? Right, Cindy, you're right. Jeff, I hope you're enjoying your time here on the channel, dear. But those of you, I have several people who've never been to the channel before, and I appreciate you. I need for you to go back and look at some of my older videos so you can see what's going on. It may be something you're not familiar with. Okay? So check me out. Glad to have you here. Okay? All right. I will let you go. Check out my short that I just did. Thank you so much, Florida, for welcoming all the new folks. Check out the short I just did with that evil grin on Jim Crow Joe's face when the reporter asked him about Trump saying that he was a political prisoner and held him responsible for the conviction. I need for you to look at that evil grin on his face. Evil personified. Wow. Sally, Trump said he's going to get rid of Department of Education, go back to the states. Sally, I would be, if he wants to get rid of the Department of Education, I told you, I've been teaching in the public schools of North Carolina for 26 years. Education has been failing for 50 years, 40 to 50 years it's failing. It's been going downhill. Okay? So I'm open to that. Some of these federal agencies are there because people need jobs, right? Let's find them some other jobs. Look at the public schools. They have a monopoly. That's why they don't want the charter schools, right? So if poor people are in bad schools, they can never rise above. Let them get some, have some school choice so they can get out of that situation. All right. So I wish he would get rid of the Department of Education, along with the EPA and a few other federal agencies. Andrew, okay. All right, I'll let you guys go. I've enjoyed this conversation, and those of you who sent me emails as soon as I end the live, don't worry, I will be responding to your emails. And Jeff, my background is in photography and video production. Jeff, send me an email. I'm thinking about doing a short video ad for my channel. Send me an email, Jeff. I'll send you my email because you weren't here when I sent it out earlier. Wow, I've enjoyed this. I really have. And that, Jeff, that is a lowercase L. That is not an I, okay? Oh, yeah. See, Friar, thank all of you who are here. Thank you so much. I've enjoyed it. Just be looking out. I'm going to start doing shorts. Go out, guys, and check out my short that I did on Friday. It's over 10,000 views. I don't know where it may be at 11,000 by now, but it's taken off. Go look at the evil grin on the Crypt Keeper. Jim Crow Joe Biden's face. I've enjoyed each of you like I always do. I'll end the live. However, I will continue to respond to your comments in the live chat section as long as you are there. I've enjoyed you all. I'll be back on in a day or two. So have a good evening, and thank you again for spending your very valuable time here at the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel. Yeah, so Jeff, reach out to me, dear, so we can get together on a video. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.